My name is Bill McDaniel. I'm a retired Air Force fighter pilot. Came to the high desert in 1969, returning from Germany after 4 years of flying air defense fighters in Germany. I checked out in the F4 and then went to Southeast Asia. Fighter pilots are always the guys that go out there and do it first. And it's just a little simple fact about warfare. If you don't own the skies, you're not going to be victorious in the war, in the combat. Joe McConnell was an incredible aviator in the F-86 in the Korean conflict. His skills were incredible. And the one thing you need if you're going to get in air-to-air combat, of course, is a lot of skill, and you also need to find the enemy. They need to be present. Joe didn't have any problems with either one of those, and they actually had achieved a pretty good kill ratio of about 1-to-1 against us until the pilot qualities and training took hold, and people like Joe got a chance to go over there, and it changed dramatically. We really took control of the air war. When you read about Joe, he started out as kind of a good pilot, and he had to be a good pilot to be assigned to fighters, but he wasn't exceptional initially, in the very beginning. And then he kept working on his skill set, and he became just awesome. He became very, very incredible. It was knowing the maneuvers, knowing how to maneuver the airplane. It's a three-dimensional game when you're in air-to-air combat. It's a big game of advantages and disadvantages in the initial contact with the enemy. But in all cases, you just have to keep your wits about you, keep cool, and focus on one thing: the maneuvering that I need to do to get in a position to dispense a lethal weapon against my adversary. And in some cases that's a gun, and some cases it's a missile. But it's always, how do I position? How do I maneuver? And all of those things actually have to be so well ingrained in you that they're instinctive. So you don't so much worry about how is it going to happen. You really want to be very concerned about trying to see him before he sees you. And then during the combat, of course, you always have to be very aware of your fuel situation, because jet aircraft really gobble up fuel when you're at full power. To get a victory is beyond anything I can describe here. It's like you've trained your whole life to do something, and you just accomplished it. And you know you've helped your country and your belief system and your fellow pilots, because there's one less adversary up there. If you're going to go to war, the fighter pilots are going to be the first guys to be there.